What is happening, people? United Central here, back with another podcast. This is podcast 104. You know what I mean? Season 2, I'm going to call this, you get me, of Road to 200 podcasts. Big up everybody who's joining into this podcast. This podcast, again, you get me, sponsored by the One Football app, you get me. So make sure you go download that, all your latest football news, all your latest transfer news. Go find it, literally, you know what I mean? You'll find it right here. You get me, all your latest football news, everything you want to hear. Transfer windows coming up soon, so go check out that. And yeah, man, thanks for the One Football app. Link is in the description for all your latest news and whatnot. But I'm gonna big up the guests once we come into this the podcast. Nuruddin and Musa and Aaron will be joining us in a minute. But right now we have to focus on the presence. And I'm gonna start with them to get me introducing a very, very famous guy, man. You know what I mean? He doesn't show his face a lot, but you know what? This guy, man, very, very talented. I think you've seen this guy on Twitter, you know, with his animations and whatnot. Listen, when there's a result, good or bad, yeah, I'm telling you, bro, you just make everyone laugh. You make everyone.
Oh, jeez, yeah, that's you, innit? Man, just
that's yeah, man.
Oh, man. I just put 2 and 2 together when he said animation 12-man talks. I'm like, I've seen your videos and that. Bro. Yeah. Your videos are hilarious. All right, yeah.
You know what's mad? Yeah? People think I'm a comedian, bro. I ain't no comedian.
Yo, listen, you are a comedian, man.
No, people think I actually do this to be a comedian. I'm not a comedian, bro. This is literally how I think, bro.
You know what it is? That's a compliment to you, then. That's what that is. That's a compliment to you. You know what I'm saying? Showing how funny you are. That's what that is.
Yeah, facts, that, man. But yeah, man, 12-man talks. You get me 100%. How are you, man? Welcome to the Straightjacket podcast. You get me. It's an honor for you to come on.
No, it's an honor for me to be here, man. I appreciate it, man. Now you lot have been doing your thing for a minute, so you know when you reach out, I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, man. Love, man, of course. But yeah, man, it's been an interesting journey recently, man. So
absolutely, man. Big up to yourself, man. I'm flawless.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying, Mr. Take Note. You know what I mean. Third eye view. Come on, man. What you saying, bro? You good?
Yo, love the intro for a minute. To get that intro from you is sick. You get what I'm saying? But big up for having me, as always, man. Like I said, love for having me. Big up everybody supporting also.
Absolutely, guys. Once you start this video, please smash a like on the video, share the video, guys. You get me? Someone said there, big up, saying we are here for the vibes, man. Yo, listen, man, good vibes only, man. There's no negativity at the minute. I'm trying to spread positive vibes. We're gonna talk about United. We're gonna talk about title race. Listen, it's gonna be a good podcast, so make sure you guys smash a like on the video and share the video, guys. But I'll start with you, 12 man. You get me? Didn't see that coming, did you? Very, very very poor game. But you know what? Rashford at the end, man. Absolutely brilliant, mate. You know what I mean? Like, what a performance at the end. You know what I mean? Who would have expected that?
You know what? I did. I was sitting here with people watching the game, brother. I had a feeling it'll be a scrappy game because we don't do well against Wolves in terms of performance. But I just thought to myself, they haven't got the best squad in terms of depth. I thought to myself, they haven't got goals in them without Raul Jimenez. And they don't have enough of a rotations. They've only just played a couple of days ago. So I thought they're going to drop a couple players and they're going to be too tired for us. They're going to probably sit deep. It's going to be an ugly game. I did it even up until the last minute of the game. I can't lie to you. I gave up on the game being a win about 30 seconds before Rashford scored. You understand? Because at that point, I still thought we'd do it because it just felt like it. But yeah, bro, like it's a good time. I have trust in this team, bro. I have trust in this team at the moment. That's the first time in years I can say that I trust this team to get the result.
And that's the biggest point, isn't it? You know what I mean? You would never ever thought that, you know, maybe last year, 2 years ago, Mourinho, you never thought last minute winners, you know what I mean? You thought that was the old. Is that what you believe now that, you know what, man? You know what I mean? Is it time to believe now that we could possibly kind of, you know, challenge for this league? What are you saying?
I think so. I think, don't get me wrong. All right. I know I gassed on my videos and I've been chatting a whole lot of stuff. Yeah. But it's just the entertainment of it, really. But
yeah, of course,
Liverpool are still clear favourites. Right? We have to do amazing things to surpass them. And even though they're not going to be as strong as last year, in my opinion, they are still going to be very, very strong. However, momentum's a big thing in football, bro. Momentum and a bit of quality. There's a lot of things going in our favour. And as long as we keep building and everyone's talking about, United can win the title, that's going to start getting into Liverpool's heads. That's going to start, because their fans are already rattled. But I was fishing this morning. Fishing. You know what I mean? Like, already getting to them. Yeah, bro. It's already starting to get to a couple of them. You get me? So that's all we need. Let them draw tonight or something. Watch the meltdown. If they draw tonight, but that Anfield game again becomes another level of more important. You know what I mean? So if we if we go there and win, like I said, momentum is a big thing, bro. All you need is a shift. All you need is the little shift.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, yeah. Flawless in the building. What you making last night, man? You know what I mean? I know you're doing your watch along or whatnot. You didn't see the goal coming, but fam, when it came, the rain poured. You get me? And we were buzzing for that, man.
Yeah, world class assist from Bruno. That's what I want to get in there. This guy always managed to get.
Did they actually give it him the assist? I don't know if they actually gave it him.
An assist he clipped it over the top for Rashford. Rashford then obviously scored by the deflection, but yes, it's classed as an assist, isn't it? This guy continues to get goals and assists. It don't matter if he's playing 10 out of 10. Doesn't matter if he's playing 1 out of 10. He always managed to get goals and assists. In terms of the result, ecstatic about it. You know what I'm saying? To go second in the league psychologically is a major thing. Picking up 3 points. The amount of times Manchester United have dropped points when the teams around us have all dropped points. I think it's coming up close to double figures. It might be 9-10 times. So to get that win, not only psychologically is a big win for that, it's also a big win to move into second. And like 12th man said, momentum's a major thing in football. And as United continue to win, and I think the last time we lost was November the 1st. Yeah, I mean, we're going into January now. Yeah, Arsenal. So that that still annoys me. Yeah. I've never felt worse after a defeat. But if someone would have said after that you'll go unbeaten until the new year, everybody would have took that. I think the only time we dropped points was Leicester. We managed again to win at home, so that's back-to-back wins at home. So yeah, man, we gaining momentum. Are we in the title race? Yes. Do I believe we can win the league? In my heart of hearts, well, in my head, no, we can't. You get me? And that's simply just because I look at the manager and I'm like, when it's time to make a key decision, he's gonna fail. I look at Fred not taking off Fred in the PSG game. I look at a moment like that is gonna happen in a key game in the Premier League, and I think he's gonna flop. I hope I'm wrong, but like my boy JV said, he said from the season started, he said we could get a surprise winner like the Leicester season because of the short turnaround, etc. You lot are jokers. No, black people look alike.
Right, you know what? I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I try, but I don't see it.
I don't see it either. But hey, big up anyway. But yeah, big up to you. Made the comment. But as I was saying, where was I at? I forgot what I was even saying. Yeah. So in regards to winning the league, yeah, we are in the race. My boy JV had said it from the jump. Like this is a surprise season, and you could get a Leicester-esque season where you that won it. Yes. So that's what I'm looking at. Are we in the race? Yes. Can we win it? No. Am I going to enjoy it and jump on the train and on the bandwagon 1,000%? Especially if Liverpool draw or lose today. Liverpool drop points today. The race is on.
Oh, it's on.
The race definitely on. Mosa,
that's all I want, by the way.
Yeah.
That's all man wanted all of these years. All these men that keep talking about United, spoiled United fans and red just expecting title. No, bro. It's not about winning. Only one team can win it. I don't deny how many good teams there are in the league at any one season. What I want is to challenge all the way to the end for real and actually see progress. So for me, that's enough for me this season. But going back to can we win it? I do believe we can, purely because of those factors. And when you say about Oli, even with him, yeah, I agree. I don't think he's an elite manager. But I don't think he's an elite coach. I think he's growing into a good manager. You know what I mean? I don't think he's the greatest coach. But when you have the quality we have and then the players he's trying to add, that's how you not even mask. He's not trying to go for the intricate coaching. He's not trying that. He's trying to go for, well, man's going to be stronger than you, faster than you, work harder than you, and outscore you. It's that simple. That's what Fergie did. Worked for 25 years, bro.
I get what you're saying in terms of the individual brilliance, and that's why we are where we are. You know what I'm saying? This is why I always predict United to win matches, regardless of what I think of Oli. We always have a chance. Even when I looked at the lineup, we had Pogba, Bruno, Cavani, Greenwood, and Rashford all on the pitch. I'm like, all it takes is for one of them is to produce some form of magic. And in the end, obviously, Rashford ended up scoring the goal, and we brought Martial off the bench as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that's how I'm looking at it. So are we in it? Yes. Do I believe really in my heart of hearts we can win it? No, but that's not going to stop me from celebrating.
And that's the question there.
Golden Liverpool fan. Yeah,
that's the question to everyone. And I'll bring Musa in a second. But Gabriel goes there. General question: will you guys' perspective change with Oli if he wins the Premier League or Europa League? Or is it Oli out for life? I'm Oli out, but trophy will give him time. See, you know what? This is a question where a lot of people don't realize that probably will change my opinion of not of Oli as a kind of elite manager or whatnot. But for me, if he wins the trophy, I think it's proved everyone wrong in terms of he can do it. You know, what I mean? It is there. But that's my argument is I don't see the foresight. I don't see getting there because the fundamentals
are sustainable. Yeah, it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. Yeah, like yesterday when I looked at it, I thought, them kind of key the moments where there was substitution that we needed to make. Maybe Van der Beek, you know what I mean, could have made, could have made that substitution. Maybe you would have thought, you know what, bring him on to get a goal, Mata to get a goal. Like that goal, I'm not saying it's fluky, I'm not saying it's luck. I'm just saying that, you can't be relying on them moments to win you games. Sometimes as a manager, you need to say to yourself, right, okay, you know what? I'm going to come in here, I'm going to change this game, and I'm going to change it, I'm going to tweak it here and there, and I'm going to win the game by myself. You know what I'm trying to say to you? And I think them kind of moments that Flawless says here, they'll be the fine details to win the league. Maybe to come second or third, you might get there, but I think them kind of moments, you might just, fall short. But Musa will bring here, apparently, Dean Henderson has tested positive. That's true. I don't know, man. I think, listen, if that's true, then I think the Premier League are very, very got a proper decision to make. But Musa, what do you make of yesterday's game? Welcome to the podcast, by the way.
What's going on?
What do you base that yesterday? Wolves a very, very tactical game. It felt like a European fixture, man. They were very, very tactical. They had a lot of. I wouldn't say they had a lot of the ball, but they kept it tidy. What do you make of it, bro? And are you buzzing with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with the win. I think Wolves, if we look, I think in our fixtures, we've only beaten them like twice or something like that in the last 8 fixtures that we've played them. So it goes to show you that it's one of those teams that's basically understands how United play, and they've kind of got our number to an extent. If we've only taken away 2 wins in 8 games against them, then that tells you that this is a team that just knows how to play against United. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the performance that was in yesterday as well, on the back of the amount of games that we've been playing, you got the players, obviously they got a level of fatigue, you know what I'm saying? So with the amount of games that we've been playing, even though he has been making some big changes, I feel like some of the key players in that, Rashford, Bruno, players that play a lot, they weren't really up to the races, you know what I mean? And then you got the other players who come in and out. So obviously their pattern of play is not going to be consistent in terms of having a form. Like you said, we've always got different formations. So United is not really always in form like that. But I guess if we look at the last 8 games in the Premier League and the fact that we haven't lost any, that would tell you that we are a team in form. And this type of Ollie picking different players for different games, I think the players are starting to get more used to it and are able to turn up more. So I feel like yesterday was a good win. If we look at it, if we put it into perspective in terms of what really happened, I think, and the game and the fact that we were able to win it in the last minute with players who've been playing a lot. And you look at all the other teams around in the league that's dropping points due to the fixture list in terms of how many games that everyone's having to play. I say that Ollie's doing something good and he's doing something right. As much as a lot of us do think that he's not the best coach, and he might be a good manager in terms of, he started to direct United back into a certain direction that we can all kind of recognize as an old United, a team that we used to support with the young players, fast players, just totally different to how it was with Jose Mourinho. But at the same time, I think as a fan base, we also appreciate that those managers that came before him were tactically just better coaches. Whether we agreed with their philosophies or not, we can see tactically that they were better than, but they didn't have that man management skill that they needed at Old Trafford to keep everyone on board. So with the point yesterday, I think is with Ollie, if he wins a trophy, does it change our opinion? I think for me with Ollie, we're at the point where now we want him to be judged as a coach and a manager. So we want him to be judged that any other manager that would bring. If he does good, we support him, and if he continues to, or not continue, but if he goes down a route where he's not performing, then as a fan base, we're going to come and we're going to say it. And I'm saying I don't think there's any agendas in terms of getting Ollie in or keeping Ollie out. I just feel like there's been a period of play where the fan base hasn't been able to see where we're going. And we have to remember, man, we're all about the Champions League, and we got knocked out in the group stages, man. And that's difficult to deal with. A lot of people want to talk about the Europa League. I feel like the Europa League is irrelevant because we didn't qualify for Europa League. We qualified for Champions League and we got knocked out in the group stages. We just happened to have finished third in that group. So now we've been dumped into that league. But that's not the league that we went for, you know what I mean? So him winning that or not, I think that's irrelevant. but I am going to celebrate the fact that we got that 1-0 win because it's a win.
You think it was to be irrelevant? Like, for me, I'm gonna challenge what you said, Said. Actually, firstly, there's this misconception that Oli hasn't got tactics. Like, there's a difference between style of play and tactics. Oli's very tactical. He has no style of play. That's the difference. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a pattern of play. He doesn't have a way of playing. But he has tactics because he adjusts to teams and opposition. Right? That's tactical, right? That's planning for the opposition. The other thing is this. You said it's not sustainable, this way of football. I actually think in many ways it's more sustainable than a specific style of play. And I say this in a sense of your style of play, the level of how well you execute will always depend on the level of player you have. You know what I mean? So you can have a fixed way of playing, which is fine. Like Man City, their play has not changed since Pep came in. His first season, he couldn't execute. He didn't have the right players for it. He got the right players in. But in that time, he still continued to add only the right type of players, but he ain't got no leaders. He ain't got the people that can execute at the right level consistently. So the style of play still exists. Their whole thing now, their form will dictate a lot of what they do and don't do. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Whereas with Man United, one, we don't need any form to win a game. We don't need to play well to win a game. We don't need the ball to win a game. You know what I'm saying to you? So really, when you say what's more sustainable, you call it freestyle, but if it's happening week in, week out, and that is getting more and more ironed out because we are taking more control of these games, we are creating more chances, and we are conceding less chances. All of these things happening, man can't really argue with that. Like I'm saying, when it comes to Man United, the difference between us and every other team is judged over a significant period of time. We're judged minute by minute. Like, and then the thing is
that just a Man United football club though? Is that Man United football
club? It's the biggest club in the world.
Even the formation thing, I feel like when we go based upon formation and style of play, I feel like we have to have a history, or we have to have teams and clubs who's been successful in it before. Are we saying that Ollie's inventing something new and this is the start of a team that plays different tactics every week that can become successful? Or this is a team that's starting a new style of having different style of football every week? Are we saying that Ollie is creating a new style of football that's going to hit and everyone's going to start copying?
No, I don't think
because who's done it before Ollie? Who's done it before Ollie and been successful?
Fergie.
Not every week. We had a style, man. We had a style of play.
What style of play?
Man United had a style of play.
That's not a style of play. That's not a style of play.
We had wingers. Man United had wingers.
That's not a style of play. Bro, actually, let's break down what the style of play means. Yeah? What does it mean? What does it mean to you? For you to say that, like, to attack is an intention. Yeah? Defending the same way to defend, it's a style of play. It's not a style of play, it's an intention. You know what I mean? It's a way that you execute your plan. Right? Furthermore, it's a way that you execute your tactic. A style of play is this regardless of what's going on in the game. Regardless of the other team's starting positions or formations, whatever, we play this way. If it's building up, if it's a possession game,
that's 75% though. I'll say that style of play is meant to be known as a 75%. I wouldn't say there isn't a team that 100% plays like that. We've seen the best teams that have that 25% when they go against the team that they know is on levels, they change it up. But we'll say 75%. Yeah, but we'll say 75% to 80%. They're known for a certain style. So so as soon as someone mentions Barcelona, you know them for a certain style. And I feel like when you mention a Jose Mourinho team, he's known, the formation might change, the tactics might change, but he's known for a certain style. So whether he puts 5 at the back, 4 at the back, 3 at the back, he's known for a style. That formation is going to dictate that style.
What's Ollie doing? So Ollie, one thing that I will say about him, whether he gets it right or not, whether the football style is attractive or not, he always tries to play attacking football. Even if it's counter sometimes because of the team be opposite, the team against us will be better and we're away from home or whatever it may be. I get that. Last season in particular, I get that. He ain't done it this season. Why? Once again, we always forget to look at context with Man United. How are we going to blame things that happened this season and compare it to last season? It's not the same team at all. I saw one of the comments. It went by too fast, but I didn't get to see the whole thing.
What was that? What did they say?
It said something along the lines of, was it the one about the semi-finals or is it the one about... basically, it was stuff that happened last season. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's look at the facts. Last season, in Project Restart, the second half of Project Restart, we didn't have a subs bench that he could rely on. So when he's working our players into the ground to the point they were exhausted and flat on their feet, it's because every time he did make a sub, it significantly made our team weaker, yeah, and made us more vulnerable. So he'd rather play exhausted players and play subs. Now this season,
I get what
when people say that this season, it makes no sense though, because last season is not the same situation. This year, man can bring Cavani and Pogba off the bench, Van der Beek.
Yeah.
He also, the 3 players he signed are all winners. Don't underestimate that. They're all serial title winners. Van der Beek won leagues at Ajax. Cavani has won leagues non-stop at PSG. Who's the other signing? Why am I forgetting? Bruno Fernandes wasn't. Well, obviously that was January. Who did we sign in the summer?
Tell us.
Sorry, with Porto, 1 titles. Like this isn't like. Don't underestimate the value of having people with experience of winning in your team. You know what I mean? And the level up that they bring on top of the quality of depth that they bring. So comparing everything, like we got knocked out of 3 semi-finals last season because we didn't have a squad to swap players in. And by the time you go and play a Sevilla who press you to death, and if you already have players that are tired and you don't have a bench, you don't stand a chance. Let's not forget as well, they are a top team. They're not any team. You know what I mean? And we played well again in them games.
In the Sevilla one, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. In the Sevilla one, we played well. I don't blame him for that or the bench. But then you look at the Chelsea one for it. Yeah, you look at the Chelsea one for instance. Yeah, that is on him. Yes, his bench is not the best. But one of my biggest issues with Oli is one of my biggest praises of him. I like what he's done with the squad. I think he's improved the squad very much.
No one's doubting that.
Like you said, I'm not doubting that. But then that's why I'm more critical, because you have a better squad to work from. And to me, you're not getting the best out of it. Yes, his bench is not the best.
Is he not? Is he not? He's got many better players in. He started rough. But let's look at That's what I mean.
Do you think he does? I don't think so. I'm talking about results-wise, recently he's been on point. But let's not add in the fact that United have not been consistent. And that falls on Oli and that falls on the
teams that we've lost to. The teams that we've lost to this season, Man United should be top of the league by 3 points. Or at a minimum to the teams that we've lost to. Because these are not the teams that we was expected to lose to. So when we look at the games that we lost early on, they're not the games that Man United.
Liverpool could say the same thing. They could be further points ahead.
No, but I'm just saying, So if we look at us, we look at Oli, and we look at the games that we might expect Oli to lose, or some of the games we might expect him to have it difficult against the top 6, they're not the games that we lost in. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just feel like Oli's done, and we have to remember our front 3 last year was one of the best front 3s in Europe. You know, outscoring Liverpool and all of that. So we've come into this season, and that front 3, for some reason, Oli's changed it up to the point that he's just. For me, he stopped a good thing that was going on, and now we're here asking questions. Because he didn't keep it going. He changed it up. Now we're asking questions. Is Greenwood? What's going on with Greenwood? We're asking about Martial. But these are the same 3 guys that outscored Liverpool's front 3. That was some. I'm saying they were doing their thing. So for me, I just feel like with Oli, one thing that Oli's doing good is that. For me, Oli again is bringing back a certain type of United way that we're trying to get our club back to a certain point. Someone left a comment earlier who said that Man United should have done with Oli with what Everton done with Duncan Ferguson and Ancelotti. Should have partnered them up with someone who was serious. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is where a lot of us are saying that if Man United want to back Oli, then get him a serious coach, because we're saying he's turning into a good type of manager. But if you want to back him, and you want the fan base to be behind him, get him a serious, decent coach, because with Carrick and McKenna and them man there, I don't know if it's enough.
They're not experienced enough.
And that's the thing for me. Yeah, and that's the thing for me. Hello says Rooney said once on Monday Night Football, Sal Ferguson would say the players in set games, our 11 is better than theirs, so go on and win the game for me. I understand where you're talking in the point where, you know what, the team right there is better than most teams in the league, man. You know, I'm trying to say to you, I'll bring Noordile. I don't know if he's having a picnic over there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I will one more super chat before I bring you in. If Oli wins the league, how big contract should he get? Big up the lads. I'd say he probably deserves a contract because he's won the league. I can't argue with that, because at the end of the day, for Man United, that is success. So you wouldn't say sack him after winning the league. That would be crazy. But Noordile, having listened to all the argument and dissected him all, you know what I mean? 12 man talks about, you know what? Look what
Noordin's ready on that, man. He's ready, yo. He is ready.
What are you making of him, bro?
Watching Man United comes with a health warning. You got to up the vitamin C, the zinc, the vitamin D. I got to do all of that so I don't have a heart attack and keep an eye on my blood pressure. That's what I got to do. mid-afternoon. I'm rushing back in. It's cold out there, doing whatever madness I've been doing this morning. And I rush back in, and I've got to take this because you know what? Man United won last night against Kryptonite Wolves. That's what they are. If we're Superman, Wolves are the Kryptonite. That's who they are, bro. I'm telling you. Wolves are Kryptonite. If we're Superman, they've got that Kryptonite green stuff all over the pitch, and we could get near them. But like I said, we conceded a goal against Leicester on a deflection. So all the fans out there, spare me the tears. You know your tears? They're in this bottle. I'm drinking those tears, man. I'm drinking.
This guy's wild, you know.
Those tears. Man United, Ollie. All opinions are valid.
Yeah.
There are many different factors, and it's all complicated. Purely because the fact that we don't have a structure. We're not a modern football club. We are a PLC. We are a company without a structure. We have a manager in charge who's never been at this level. Then we've got coaching staff, man that retired and was doing stuff with sports college in Australia. Mick Phelan, he couldn't even get a slip of job anywhere else, right? My guy is doing part-time
social media
model, teaching at Australian, not a British, not Loughborough, where there's like Sport Excellence University, Australian, right? We've got Kieran McKenna, for me, I rate because I seen what he did with the youth team. Michael Carrick, I never rated him as a player. I know you're going to all... everybody's mind is going to explode.
Better footballer than Keane, man. He's a better footballer than Keane.
Hey, allow this Keane slander, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying he's a better footballer than Keane.
He's not better than Keane.
He's a better footballer than Keane. I didn't say better player, it's a better footballer. But listen, that's a whole podcast.
Oh my God. People's head will explode because to me, when I look at a player, I think the things you got to offer. I'm a Michael Carrick. To me, when I stripped him down away from everything that was around him, when I stripped him to the bare bones, I looked at him. He didn't offer that much, man. That's just me personally. It's all a point of view, isn't it? Yeah, now, people's heads are exploding, but I tell you now, consecutive England managers agreed with me. Just hold it, the hold tight there, yeah? Hold tight there with that one. Ain't nobody ever picked him, a man who's playing for Man United at Man United's midfield, at the pinnacle of Man United's success. And
you talk about them same managers that tried to play Scholes on the left wing and them ones, them same managers that had a golden generation and didn't get to the final.
They're the managers, but I don't rate him. And I think, how are you, Michael Carrick? You're not coaching. When you do that, you get your B license. You coached on the 13th, mate, on the 13th, on the 11th. On the 9th. And you're in around the first team, right? So when I look at the structure, what's around Ollie, right? I can't see anybody's helping him. We got 3 bankers at the club who send people with suitcases to go and sign man, right? Literally take the money with them with suitcases, right? We got Arnold, Woodward, and Judge. They don't have a football clue. So what is around him with making a guy who's trying to do things, try to bring back Man United DNA. Man United DNA for me was a roller coaster, man. Fergie sometimes at seasons, and people were like last night, even part of me, there was 1 minute where Rashford, the ball came through last night, and he let it run instead of smacking it, and the keeper got it. It might have been offside.
Yeah,
I ran down in frustration. I kicked my trainer. I fell because my floorboards is wood and I got slippy socks. I smashed my wrist. That's how what Man United do to me, right? So
no, don't be injuring yourself, man. We need you healthy.
Yeah, we don't want you.
We need you healthy, man, innit? We need you healthy.
Don't be banging yourself. There's no ambulance at the minute, man. Make sure you're okay, mate.
I've got a lump here. I've got a lump. That's how bad Man United, how they make me feel. So that's why I said I up these. Man United are a team of moments, but even under Fergie, we were a team of moments. We were a team that you could say might be lucky, but teams you make your own luck in sport, right? Rashford doesn't shoot last night. You have to be in it to win it, mate. You have to shoot to get something, and that's why I was so frustrated through that game, because somehow when we get into the final third, these mans are doing little tiki-taka football other than somebody grabbing that ball and whipping it and shooting it, right? Try to set up the perfect goal or try to play the perfect pass or the one around the two. No, somebody needs to smack that ball. And I was happy about that. So all I'm saying is that you tell me, should I watch Van Gaal football? No, thank you. I told people were playing, you know what people were playing? You know, Snake. Old Trafford, everybody was breaking record in Snake, mate. Remember people snoring and sleeping. Jose, he depressed me. He took the mick out of us. He added insult to injury, bro. Added insult to injury, right? My guy. When I look at Man United football now, and I look at the way Ollie team is, it's up and down. We've not won anything, so people are getting giddy. And when people ask me about title race and all that, I laugh in their faces.
Why not, though, Nuruddin?
Yeah, and I laughed in people's
Why not, though, Nuruddin?
Because this is why I want to know, Nuruddin. Do you think it's the manager or do you think it's the players? What do you think it is?
I've told you people before. Many times people have said it. You can't have an attack and have a defense like that, right? A defense that can get you relegated and an attack that can win you a league. Don't work, mate. At the end of the day, they both have to gel. You have to get an average kind of performance from both. You either get really good, and to me, defenses win leagues. Because, like last night, keeping clean sheets in your team, not having goals against you, and relying on the attack to create one chance to win games. How many teams? I remember, I don't know if mans are old enough to remember. I think it was the season Cantona came back after he got banned. I think we won, 6 or 7 games, 1-0. Cantona, every game, Cantona. And I remember, I think, we don't win that if we don't keep the clean sheet, bro. We do not win those games. So I've seen Man United teams, and I've seen other teams who won leagues in different countries keep a tight defense and win, right? So Man United, for me, unless that defense fixes up, I can't see them. Now, last night, we looked all right.
Is it the defense or is it midfield? Because a lot of people say it's the defense. I think it's the midfield. The midfield balance. You know what it is?
Saeed, don't go around.
No.
Saeed, let me speak, bro. Don't go around car parks now defending your boy Maguire. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about the balance in the field.
Man, Harry Beckenbauer cannot defend that corridor. But last night, to be fair,
Beckenbauer is gonna follow you around forever, you know. I can't believe it.
Most people who play football know the corridor I'm talking about. It's between between the penalty box and the keeper, and mainly about the 6 yards. And that your centre half has to be dominant and cutting the ball out, because that's what goals Man United can see from. Chelsea, Seville, you know what I mean?
Well, Seville wasn't in, but go on.
Listen, Seville, Chelsea, Leipzig, and I'll give the rest about and the one against Istanbul. I'll just call that Benny Hill. That was a Benny Hill goal, mate. A Benny Hill special. That one there, where everybody was just like, where Matic is running backwards, you're doing the run back in the 90s. That's all I remember. But what I'm saying to you is complicated. So Ollie, that's why I've never jumped on the bandwagon. Ollie, it's all terrible. I have called him out when he makes mistakes, and I have praised him when he does good. I have never been on the agenda side, and even Maguire, when people are murdering because somebody skipped past him, I'm like, I've seen the best defenders in the world get ripped 1-on-1. I'm not talking about that. I just want my defenders to defend the basic thing that you can work on the training ground. Is defending that ball on that corridor I talked about. Cut the balls out of the corridor, whether it's in the air, whether it's on the ground. Be alert, be on your toes, just clear it. That's how you, to me, defenders earn their money. Not if you get ripped in a halfway line and a man leaves you. I'm not asked about that, or a man megs you and all that. I'm not asked about that, because that's happened to the best defenders in the world. But defending your 6 yard, that corridor, and that near post or a back post all day, mate, I'm gonna go on about you, because that you can repetition, you can work on that. Now, our midfield has a problem as well. I'll give you that, because the goal that Leicester scored showed it perfectly, where we've got too many men too close to the centre halves, and then sometimes they leave it for the centre halves, and then leave it.
Go beyond.
Scott McTominay was exactly the same. Scott McTominay's there. That Barnes kid shift the ball. Scott McTominay's back on his heels, right? And he thinks Bailly's going to come out and block him. You're the guys in front. That's your guy. That's your man. Press that ball. Don't run back. Too many of our centre midfield players run back towards the defence.
That's what I said to you.
Get into the ball.
That's my problem.
That's two different phases of play. I'm talking about the ball out wide. Manchester United concede goals predominantly from balls that are crossed. Balls that
the most basic.
in that corridor.
It's always the most basic way we concede.
Yeah, it's balls that are in that corridor, but balls that are whipped in, balls that are put on the floor. That's what we concede goals from. And I do agree. The midfield, you babysit. I was shouting it out last night. I was like, what is Matic doing babysitting Telles and Maguire? What are you doing? Because sometimes players, you think he's got him. No, you've got him. No, am I supposed to get him? That's a human thing. It's called too many cooks in the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen.
Let me just read the super chat. Yeah.
Let defenders defend, but provide the cover. If Maguire gets beat, provide the cover. Don't stand next to him. And against Chelsea, right? Leipzig, it was happening, Saeed. Maguire and Matic are just like that's the same two. They're two people. They're like the two. They like become Siamese twins, mate. Seriously, they become like Siamese twins. I'm like, just move away from each other. Yeah. Move away. I'm like, I would always think Matic cover around the back. If you're worried that Maguire's going to get beat, cover around the back.
Yeah. And that's my whole point. And I think, a Gyro here says, all these super chat, can someone explain something positive Ollie's doing? Because this is getting ridiculous. Give the man credit where it's due. You know what, 12th man. 12th man, I'll let you speak on that one. 12th man. You go say that. I feel like, you're an Ollie supporter. You know what I mean?
No. Let's not get nothing carried. Let's not get nothing confused. I'm not an Ollie in guy. I'm not an Ollie in guy. I don't think he's the right man.
You can't be on the fence, so you got to be one Ollie out.
No. For me, no. Because I like to give credit where it's due and give something a bit of space to breathe. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Like, whether I think he's the right man or not, that's based on the information I have currently. At the same time, what I can't deny is, like you lot were saying earlier that he is improving us. Yeah, and I know you said that he will definitely improve, and I know that he'll improve us because we have levels to grow and we have too many good players to not be better than we were last year. Do you know what I mean? Like I said to you before, it's will he take us beyond Klopp? I don't know. However, with Ollie, I think too much is made on focusing on these teams that have very, very intricate styles of play. Because look at Man City, yeah? The wheels are falling off,
Lewis.
Man saw this last year, bro. The wheels are falling off Man City the way that they are. Yeah, they're not as intimidating and that scary. It's not necessarily always the most sustainable way to play. You know what I mean? Not for long spells, not without refreshments as well, serious refreshments all the time. But for me, Ollie, he may be able to creep into a next level or something. But this season will be the season because of the mess that the league is in. You know what I mean? Because of the different factors that's going on. Next year, I don't think he tried. And there was a question earlier about if he wins the league, what do we do? From weeks ago, I said I feel like a catch-22 coming this season. I could see us winning the league title and being stuck with him. You know what I mean? I could see him not handing over the torch. That's what I would love to happen. I would love for him to achieve something, shut everyone up, say, suck yourselves to everyone, and bounce on the top. And
I'm saying
take it to the next level. Because I don't think...
Listen, all I'm saying is that if Ollie wins the league, all of the Ollie inners, I know where Saeed lives. Get the burning torches out. We're marching. We march until we see Saeed.
I'll be hiding, man.
I'm telling you now. I am telling you now.
I'll be my cellar.
YouTube channel and I'll be like, ladies and gentlemen, we've got him. He's in the cage. I'm telling you, like the old days, I'm going to get you in a lorry with cages. You know that behind in a cage.
I'm going to be hiding in the cellar, mate. I'm going to be hiding in the cellar all summer. Yo, flawless. You know what it is, for me, when you look at the title race, what for you can stop it only? What for you is the kind of like, the burden that could be like, you know what, this ain't it, man. Because I feel like the players are there. And I mean, I think
this is Man United.
I know it is.
Man United. Man United can stop Man United. Bro, all I'm saying is that people like you who are Ollie out, the Ollie out brigade, have to give...
I'm not the Ollie out brigade now because I feel like I wait till the end of the season. I'm not the Ollie out brigade now. I'm waiting till the end of the season.
Yeah, listen. All I'm saying is that even if he wins the league, for me, nothing changes because it just shows, like the brother said there, it is a mad season. We've had the Rona's running madness, and man's wanna now stop. Have you heard Sam Allardyce coming out this month?
Yeah, I know.
Going, I'm 60. Why are you taking a job then, pal? That gonna expose you to COVID? Why are you taking a job? What? Why? How come you're not in Spain in your villa, mate, and chilling? You've made enough money out of football. What are you doing, pal? He's like, you know what he wants? He wants that 2-week break off so he can get these players, coach them the way he wants to coach them. And a Man City are like, yeah, we won that break. Why? Listen, if you're Man United, we don't want to stop, mate, because we don't know where this train is going. If this train's going to derail, is this all going to... if it's all going to do a mad one, if this train is going off a cliff, we just want to go and see what's going to happen. We don't want it to stop. For me, I look at Oli, I think he's inexperienced. He doesn't have enough help. And even if Pochettino came in, who was more experienced, or even experienced managers was to come into Man United, I would always say the structure has to be right to help them. Now, do I think if Oli has the structure, and like the brother said, because the brother, I met him the other day, and I said, he's my spiritual football mind. He is exactly the same. We think like the same because we watch enough football through the years and understand Man United. If he got a good number 2, I always said to you, Saeed, if Oli had a good number 2,
listen, I'd be Oli in. I'd be Oli in if he had a number 2.
You know what? And if he had a footballing director that can shift the dead wood and get the players he needs, he will be a lot better. But we don't have that because we're not set up as a football team. We're set up as a PLC. So we're gonna have to see what this title challenge. For me, I don't recognize it as a title challenge because I'm thinking 20 games, 23 games. I'm still waiting. I'm thinking 23 games. If Man United and you think 10 games to go, and then you've got the last 3 or the last 5, right? Then if you're in and around 5 or 6 points, then that's when you are in a serious title challenge. Because
and that's the point I want to make.
There's so many points to be gained, and there's so many points to be dropped. And the thing I can only go off by recent history with Oli. When the form is good, boys, it's Saturday Night Fever, mate. Saturday Night Fever. That's what that is. It's Saturday Night Fever. But when the form goes down, bro, I'm telling you, it's turn that music off. I'm going to bed with a two paracetamol, bro. That's what that is. When the form is bad, it's really bad. So
and that's my point here. You know,
so it's too early.
Do you not think that's the difference this season, though? Do you not think that that's what the one biggest change this season? It's like when we're playing badly, we can still find a win because we have quality options left, right, and center. You said about not clearing out deadwood. You said about transfers and the club itself needs to stop being a PLC and thing. Now, I agree with that fully. And my thing in the summer, my whole while out was against the Glazers. I haven't bought anything Manchester United for years. I refuse to support them, right? However, what I can say is they don't speak much, which makes it worse as well. They don't speak as a board, like whether it be Woodward, whether it be the Glazers themselves. No one speaks. So the more silence you hear when you're going through it, the more we can invent stories, invent ideas and thoughts about them. But actually, this is where I had to swallow my pride as well. I had a friend, a Manchester United friend as well, had to break this down for me a little bit. And it's like, you know what? He has a point. We have to look at the transfers this summer. They have changed a couple of things. You have to look at the way they're doing things. They have changed. We're talking about scouting and looking at younger players and building the academy and, you know what I mean, making ourselves more sustainable. They have changed. Like, we're talking about potential director of football, but actually the work we've been doing has been the type of work a director of football will be doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's not look at the last 7 or 8 years. Yes, they messed it up and it's their fault for everything that's happened, including bringing Jose, bringing Van Gaal, whatever. You know what I mean? It's their fault all of that happened. The lack of support and then the overspending on certain players and then the lack of support on the other players. It makes no sense. But I'm not going to beat them with the same stick when you're not doing the same thing anymore. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So context, have we been happy with our last transfers? Yes. Have we been happy with the scouting? Have we been happy with the...
Let me just read the super chat. Let me just read the super chat. Fran Prodigy says Fabricio has said that club have no plans to get rid of Oli and are going to help him in the market. That should help the Oli out. He is staying. And that's the thing I want to bring in to you, Flawless. Is that the key message now for Man United fans now is we've just got to back the process and then we wait till the end of the season. You know, because this is the only thing right now we can rely on.
Here's the thing, people say back the process, but if you don't believe in the process, why would you back it? You wouldn't do that in anything else in life. That makes no type of sense. You wouldn't back something you don't believe in, whether that's right or whether that's wrong.
Who's driving the process as well? Bankers.
Yes.
3 bankers.
Yeah,
and who don't speak? Who don't speak? Because they don't speak because bankers don't speak, bro. Bankers don't speak. And that's the reason. Well, I disagree, just to jump on that little point. The reason why I disagree, bro, is because lastminute.com. Look at Cavani. Cavani, everybody in Europe knew the guy. Contract done, he was leaving. And then we got 2 teenagers on the last day. We're running around. Bro, I'm sorry to say, but when people go, they're doing something different. They ain't doing jack, bro. The only 2 the transfers I recognize that was what you think maybe planned out was Telles, even though it was last minute, and Van der Beek.
I think Cavani was more planned than Telles. Telles seems like he was a third choice to me. He wasn't the first one we looked at this summer. Wow. I think Ben Chilwell was the original first one we looked at. I can't remember who the second one was in between. Reguilon. And then after Reguilon, it still wasn't Telles. In fact, there was another one or Telles. I can't remember who the third one was. But then it was Telles on the last day. And then they still tried to haggle for a couple of million here and there. Yeah. Right? So Telles, I think, is less of a thing. Cavani, it just happened to be last minute that it was signed. I don't necessarily think. I think they didn't. Here's the thing. I have a theory about Cavani from then. I don't think they wanted to sign him without signing Sancho first. Because I didn't think that they wanted to make it seem like if we didn't get Sancho, this is an alternative or this is a backup and we're just desperately moving. I think they knew if they signed Cavani first, it might have driven the fans a bit nuts. Now look at them. Every fan has shut their mouth. They didn't have the whole summer of winding themselves up about Cavani. Do you know what I mean? It happened. The season already started the next day. And he started well. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I don't know, man. Like with me, I think Cavani was actually planned. I just think that they wanted to have him alongside a Sancho as well. And I don't think you buy a Cavani if you're not going to supply firepower. And we don't have the firepower. The crossing.
Let Flawless come in.
Sorry, Flawless. Sorry to cut you off, bro.
Go on, Nuruddin. No, go. All right, calm. Yeah, what we're saying, about the process and that. Like that's what I was saying. How can you back a process? You wouldn't back in general life. You wouldn't back something you don't believe in. So why all of a sudden is it back the process? Even though I don't believe in Oli, I'm the most, even though I'm Oli out, I give him credit where it's due. When he does something good, I praise him for it. You get what I'm saying? The way United started that Champions League group was fantastic. Them 2 performances against Leipzig and PSG were very, very good performances. He deserves full credit. He got both of them lineups. His subs spot on. But then when you look at the other side to it is the Istanbul game, the PSG game at home, the Leipzig game away, and it's stuff like that. And I'm using the Champions League as a point. I'm using that just to show his inconsistencies. And that's a prime example. Like Nuruddin said, when United are very good, we are very good when we're flying. Look at the individual players we are flying. But when it's bad, it's really, really bad. And I've seen someone in the comments say, you don't sack a manager when he's second in the league. PSG have just done that. Bayern Munich did it last year and won the quadruple. Yes, different leagues, I know. But if you don't believe this guy is good enough for the job, I'm talking about the people in charge, you sack him and move on. Like 12-man talks. That's my dream, is for Oli to win the league, shut everybody up, including myself, because I won't care about that because I'll be too busy celebrating and no one will be able to talk to me if we win the league with this team. And apparently the worst manager we've ever had. So that's what I want him to do, win the league and then resign or get the pieces around him. Like Nuruddin said again, yes, we know the pieces around him ain't the best. I've said this from the jump. Oli does not have the best possible platform to succeed. We all know this. But then my issue is with that is you still work with what you have. You still work with the best tools available. We mentioned the bench. If you look at, yes, Liverpool have a great structure. Klopp, a great manager. But if you look at their bench, bench, their bench wasn't great. Their bench is not good whatsoever.
It's not better than our squad, I tell you that.
We wouldn't swap
on paper. It's not.
We wouldn't. If we had their bench, we'd be saying the same type of thing. We'd be like, yo, we need to improve. Yes.
But football's not played on paper.
No, it's not played
on paper. That's why I'm saying paper.
It's not played on paper, but my point is making that is that's where I don't like the excuses for Oli. Yes, we know the bench wasn't the best last season, but you still work with what you have. You use the best tools to your ability. But that's where systems and things like that, because systems can get the best out of certain players. And this is what happens.
Yeah.
So
where Oli is now,
so you got to speak.
Okay, so where Oli is now, moving forward, he's the manager in the hot seat, taking us on to the rest of the season. What 2 players, if you lot could bring in January window, which opens in the next couple of days, if you could bring in 2 players that you think could take him to the title, what 2 players would you lot bring in?
Ndidi and Upamecano.
Yeah. Realistic, Flawless. Realistic. In January.
Alaba and Hakimi.
Hakimi just came there. He just came there, didn't he?
Hakimi's having a misery. He should never have gone there. Mistake.
Oh, is
Big
it?
mistake. He should never have gone.
Oh, okay. I would go.
Your boy Conte is killing him. Killing him.
My boy
really-
Conte.
Softly,
My
mate.
boy.
He's killing them softly. You know what? If Man United was serious, if we were a football club, nowhere to
Hakimi and Alaba.
we'll break that bank to go and get Alaba. We
Yeah,
will break that
absolutely.
In the
bank.
summer. That's
Yeah.
the only player outside of the club I drew. In the
We're in
summer.
lockdown, mate. Yeah,
We
go on.
would go and break that bank, break everything, mate, to go and get Alaba now. Now
No.
for January.
No.
That's what Man
No.
United. To me, that's if we were a football.
You know why I don't know this? You talk about structure.
How
you talk
much
about
of them
structure,
two costing?
How much is it though? It's 300 grand a week he wants apparently.
Are you
He's
kidding
worth
me?
it. I don't believe that anyway. But even if that was true, yeah. Okay.
Oh, apparently that's what he wants. We're
Well,
linking
that's
Max
cheap.
Aarons. What about Max Aarons? Everyone's saying Max Aarons today.
He's
We're
a
linking Max
quality
Aarons.
fullback. But I like Lamptey personally. I like Lamptey and Hakimi.
Lamptey's
Like,
the best
Hakimi's the
one.
first choice. Hakimi for me is the best fullback out. Like if when he's fully fit and whatnot, he's the best fullback
This
out.
would be my one.
He
This
will
would be
be.
my one. This would be my one. Basuma and Alaba. That would be
Basuma.
perfect. Basuma and Alaba.
Yeah, Basuma's
Ooh,
good.
he's a good
Basuma.
signing.
That's a
You know
shot.
what?
That's a
I
shot.
love Ndidi. I'm not gonna lie. Ndidi, I'm not gonna lie. Ndidi's for me, but it's difficult to get him out of Leicester. But Leicester, listen. To be
I
fair,
don't think
Leicester,
he's a good enough passer, you know.
you know what?
I saw
Leicester-
Statman Baines pull up some stats against him and Fred, and he wasn't looking like he was
No, but
doing
he's
numbers
been
on
injured,
Fred.
bro, he's been injured for about almost a season now. He's been injured for a long time.
That's another reason I don't want him right now. You know what I mean? Like to be, I like him really, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's not like if I want to DM, yeah.
He's not on the pass. He's not
I
on the
do
pass.
wanna DM. Yeah, I
agree.
need someone who's going to be able to dictate play. And
Yeah.
the thing is, I'm also looking at a DM, and at
That's
the same
right.
time thinking about taking Pogba the hell out of this squad. You know what I mean? I love Pogba, bro.
Oh, you know what, Pogba?
I love Pogba, bro. I wanted Pogba to leave in the summer, though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think this is better for everyone.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
him-
I agree with that. I agree with
him
that one. I agree
and
with that.
I'm sick of every game. It's about Pogba or Oli. That's why I wanted them both out. More than anything else, like, bruv, every
play.
game, can we
Fair
talk about
play.
the game? Why do we have to talk about these, man? Why is it Pogba this, Pogba that, Pogba this, Pogba that?
Yeah.
He was poor yesterday. But you know what? Mentalities are shifting because so many other things were happening in the game yesterday.
Yeah,
No
and
one
that's what
talks-
you want, though.
That's what I
you
want.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I also want him out. If he continues to play well, and the fans will just get off his back, and he's not the topic of conversation every week, hopefully it can work. But I don't
You know,
believe
what do you
that.
guys also?
He'll
What do you
always be the
guys
top.
think about the game yesterday and the game against Everton when we played that system and those type of ballers in the middle of the pitch? We realized that we tend to have more possession, and it's a more
Yes.
possession-based game.
Yes.
and,
Right.
and we tire down the other team. So would you say that those two 11s that lined up that were very similar, is that our best in terms of midfield, having Pogba in midfield with Matic and Bruno? And would you say that's our best midfield?
No, it's not.
I think it's
No, it's not. Fred for me. Fred has got more mobility. To me, the best performance I've seen on midfield of Man United when we played a really good European team was Seville, and we tore them apart. They beat us, but we tore them apart with that midfield. Fred, and what he gave Pogba was release Pogba a bit more forward into that number 8 position. Then pushed on Bruno to even further up the pitch as that number 10, playing closer to Martial and Rashford, right? And that was the best performance I've seen from Man United functioning, because that was a really good team. And the reason why we didn't win, because we didn't finish our chances. And like Flawless, like the rest of you, man, I didn't blame Oli for that. I blame the fact that we didn't have a bench and he didn't trust anybody else on his bench. But that was his best midfield. So when I see Fred, yesterday I was screaming out for Fred. I'm thinking, get Fred on and Martial on, because I thought they might be able to inject a bit of pace in with an urgency.
It's not even it's intensity. Yeah, it's the
An
urgency.
urgency into the game. And obviously he didn't bring him on, but he kind of likes this Fred McTominay kind of thing. And you know what? Like you said, it's a strange season. It is a weird season. And Oli, one thing I know about Oli is that he's looking at the players' welfare. That is playing on his mind, because he keeps talking about it. Because he was a player himself and he understands. So,
But he also knows last season, bro. That's what I think. A lot of it comes from how last season ended. He saw he had to burn out bare of his players, and he didn't have the players to bring.
So
on.
where's Fred? I mean, where's Van der Beek? Where's Van der Beek?
No, see, Van der Beek is still a key part for me, because Pogba, in my head, Pogba's not there next season.
Pogba's not there.
I mean, plus furthermore, it's not in my head. That's what they've said. It's done. It's official. He's not going to be there next season.
I promise you now.
I'm not looking at him.
Yeah, I promise you now, bro. I agree with him, and I said it to Saeed and Aaron quite a while back. The saga with Pogba I'm just done because I'm a United fan. I was used to Beckham, Giggs, Roy Keane, you know what I mean? Having ballers all over the park, you know what I mean? Skull, these guys, and it wasn't just one. It was never about one player. It was about Man United's midfield. It was never about one player. Pogba came with good intentions, good heart. He came part of a project. It was a 4-year project to go and get Man United back to the top. Mourinho project. That's why Zlatan came. These kind of guys came. All of that came. That ship sailed long time ago. At the end of the day, we are never going to match his ambitions because our clubs does not have the structure to match his ambitions. The guy wants to win trophies. That's why I said, when soon as he come out that season, it wasn't last season, season before, when he came out and said, I think my time is done. I think it was not this summer, so not last season, the season before that in the squad.
I believe,
and I heard the words out of his mouth. I heard the words out of his mouth. Maybe it's time for a different project. I was like, thank you very much for trying.
I believe if Pogba leaves, it's going to affect Bruno. I believe that. I believe if Pogba leaves, players like Bruno, who's putting up the numbers that they're putting up, are going to question themselves. If someone like Pogba wants to leave Man United, why is he there?
Listen, I've already said it. Me, Aaron, and Saeed on this podcast.
Because think about it. Van der Beek don't get to start. Like Pogba don't play, and they play McTominay and Fred. Sometimes I look at Bruno, look behind him, waiting for balls to come to him, and he's like, what is going on? That's when he starts coaching on the field. So my thing is, if Ollie continues to play McTominay and Fred, these type of players behind him, because my thing is this: when Pogba doesn't play, why doesn't he pick Fred and Van der Beek? He's still picking somebody else. So if Bruno, because what you have to, one thing that I've seen with Bruno is this: every time Bruno has to come further back and play in that same position Paul Pogba does, just to get the ball, he loses it and gives it away. And that's the same thing that we blame Pogba for, because these type of players can't play that close back to the defense. So the more he has to do that, the more he has to change his style of play, the more he has to give the ball away, the more he has to do everything. And our manager is not playing the type of players, because he can't do it on his own. He's a great player, but he needs support. If we continue, so next year, imagine next year he's putting up the same numbers. But imagine though, he's putting up these numbers next year, and we still haven't supported him. And all the, so we're looking at Barcelona's rebuilding, Real Madrid's rebuilding.
Bro, we've said it. Bro, we've said it on this podcast. Was it last year? Not last year, about 7-8 months ago. We said that when Man United buy these players, then the players perform. Do you not think everybody else in Europe, knowing that we've been a dead club for 8 years, 7 to 8 years now, that one player who's performing, the rest of the Europe, big teams in Europe are not looking at it and going, what's going on there? What is going on?
He's mad.
Say that. And we already said about Bruno. Sometimes with Bruno, the better he plays, I'm like, well, that means he's soft. And then I tweeted it out, bro, just to remind the fan base. I tweeted it out, his own words. He said, the first 11 to 12 months at Man United have been great, but I've come here to win trophies. He used that word, trophies. And I said, this is a warning shot to the three bankers, to Ollie, and to the rest of the players. It is simple. This guy ain't... People are going, oh yeah, he like Man United because he like watching Ronaldo and that, you know, the midfield. Listen, Real Madrid come calling me. He's like, take me to sunny Spain. Barcelona come calling me. Take me to sunny Spain.
Let me just bring this up.
And there's a Bruno FC brother who's just saying that now. Bruno ain't from Stretford, mate. He ain't from OT, mate. He ain't a diehard Man United, mate. Let
me change the kind of telling of this podcast, you know, as we kind of, you know, round up the podcast. Aston Villa tomorrow, flawless, big game. Grealish is going to be back. They're a very, very good team, man. I've watched them this season, It's just such a stark contrast to last season. The way they play football, you know what I mean? They've got that guy in there, the midfielder, the Brazilian midfielder, Grealish, McGinn.
He's another one. Douglas Luiz is wildly underrated.
I know he is. Man City were
awful. Are slightly what Idrissa Gueye was before Everton found out that he was that good. Remember Idrissa Gueye, the year that Villa got relegated? Nobody thought he was sick. Everton clocked it. They bought him, and that's when everyone thought, right, this is a machine.
Exactly.
That's what
bro.
Douglas Luiz and Yves Bissouma. Bissouma, I saw him in a reserve game against us, academy game, a few years ago for Brighton. I thought, who is? I think he was a little bit older, but he was coming back from injury. Who's this guy? Talk about arrogance. He can't talk about arrogance.
Oh, sorry, Friday. The game's on Friday, but obviously we'll do a match preview with Adam and whatnot. But the game against Finger, if we win that game, we go to Liverpool within. I think is it going to be 3 points? Is it if Liverpool win?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something like that. I think so.
If they win, I don't assume that they've won tonight.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just assuming that they won. Assume that they won 5 points with the Liverpool. That's probably the best we've done in a long time. What you say for a Villa game? What's your thoughts? Give me your kind of predictions on that one.
It'll be a tough game, of course, because like you said, Villa are playing well, so it's gonna be a tough game. Where is it at? Is that at Villa Park or is it at Old Trafford?
No, Old Trafford.
Is that Old Trafford? Yeah, just asking. But
I wish it was that way.
Yeah, so do I.
You know what? At the minute, mate, there might not be any football, mate. You know what I mean? I think the Fulham Tottenham game postponed. Football's looking a lot unlikely event, man. You know what I mean? I wish it doesn't, man. For the mental health of people, man. The football needs to stay.
Yeah, it does.
Is that truly postponed? Yeah, the game's postponed tonight.
From Spurs, yeah. But back to United. No, they haven't cancelled Liverpool, so that's a good sign. But yeah, back to United Villa. Of course, it's going to be a tough game. Villa are playing well. We say momentum's important in football. I'm not sure of their form, but I know they're one of the more informed teams, and they have a couple of games in hand on the teams above them as well. I think it's only one on us, but a couple above games above the rest of the teams. So if they win them 2 games, I swear they're only like 3 or 2 points off the top of the league also. Yeah. So I'm looking at it. Obviously it'll be tough, but we need to win the game because we have a better 11. You get me? You put our 11 and you pitch their 11. Manchester United have a better team. Therefore, how I look at it is we should win the game. You get me? We've had enough rest. Go out there and treat Aston Villa like they're Aston Villa. Yes, they're a good side, but they're not a great side. They're not a world-class side. So it's like, go there, be aggressive, play on the front foot, hopefully put in a better performance than we did against Wolves and beat them in it and roll on to the next game. That's how I'm looking at it.
I don't even care about performances at this moment in the time, you know. And I'll be real, I'm going to say something wild in a second, yeah. See Jack Grealish. I'm going to tell you straight, he's top 3 ball carriers in the world. I'm not saying players, ball carrying. He might be the best. Bro, he does not lose the ball. This guy, and he's so effective with the ball. He's an amazing footballer, bro. He's wasting life at that club. He's going to do a Luis Suarez. He's going to go to a big club and he's going to terrorize it. And everyone's going to be baffled as to why he's only just now making it at 24. He's amazing. He's an incredible player. John McGinn is, by the way, the reason that they failed last season. His injury is exactly the reason that they failed last year. He was the one player I was looking forward to more than Grealish last season. And he got injured early. I mean, he started the season well as well. And he got injured. And he missed the rest of the season. And they're in a relegation battle. This year he's fit. Look at them. He's a big problem in that game on Friday. He's a big problem for us because he will drive non-stop. He does not stop moving at full speed for 90 minutes. You know what I mean? My only thing for them is they played their same lineup minus Tyrone Mings 2 games in a row in 2 straight days. They have 5 days between the last game to our game, but maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe. So, but we should be winning that game. But it's going to be another. I don't see any different from the Wolves game. It's going to be another tight game, scrappy. I can imagine a lot of the moments of quality will be quite even, so they'll have like plenty of moments of quality and trouble us. And we'll do the same as well. I just think we'll nick it, and I think we're just in a little groove at the moment. So I think we'll nick it again, and that's all I care about Christmas, bro. Points.
Yeah, obviously you want to get points, and this is why I'm results over. But the reason why I want Manchester United to put in a good performance, because like we've stated on this podcast already, United have had the knack of playing bad at times and still winning games or drawing games. So if we improve our performance, imagine how much better we could be. Like I'm saying, especially with the players we have as well. This is there's no way, obviously, yes, I'm ecstatic about beating Wolves yesterday, but there's no way we should be playing the football like players weren't there. I'd be like, all right, cool. We should be playing better football. And then that obviously increases our chances of getting results. So that's why I'm like on the performance, because yesterday, that performance just wasn't it. It was just terrible all around. And it's not even like Wolves were great. If Wolves were great, I'd be like, all right, at least it was Wolves. And there's a lot of times who said that the Leicester game that we drew, I felt the same. We didn't play as badly as we did against Wolves, but the performance is still not up to par. And even that, we should have won that game. There's other performances, Arsenal, Chelsea, etc. I can keep.
Don't bring up Arsenal, please. Please don't bring up Arsenal. Listen, you know what? I still dream about it. Bro.
Listen, let me tell you something. I already said it, Flawless. You forgot. Wolves are our kryptonite, bro. We're Superman and they're kryptonite.
Yeah.
So the Wolves games, I look at them in a different light. It's really interesting because 12 man and Reaver will know this. Back in the day, Villa used to challenge for the league, boys and girls, right?
I know.
Used to challenge for the league. I'm telling you, I remember the season we robbed Norwich and Villa for the league title, bro. I remember
Norwich.
So Norwich, we went to Norwich, bro. I remember my nails, mate, because I told people United are winning the league on my life in school. I stood up in front and I said, United are gonna win this league. You know, I went.
That's the first one. That's the second one, no? Yeah, no.
What season was that? 94, 5?
93, 94.
Yeah, 94, 95. And then you know what the funniest thing? The funniest thing, it was touch and go, and I just remember United winning that. I think it was a pass from Cantona to Hughes. And then Norwich ripped us, man like Roy Fox.
What was their striker's name? Nah, what was their striker's name? Jeremy Goss or whatever his name was. Something like that.
Roy Fox.
Like that,
Fox terrorizing, man. All my nails. The next day I went back to school with all gone, man.
Rule Fox. Are you Rule Fox? The one who went to Tottenham. Rule Fox, man. Like Rule, you know.
So anyway, so I'm trying to say that this is like the top of the league. So football is roll back. The Ronas come around and it's like roll back to the mid-90s, man. Early 90s, mid-90s. Where Villa
I love them times.
For me, always, Villa have been, it's only Villa, right? Until that bit of the 90s. After that, they collapsed and they had bare managers. And like Tottenham, it's only Tottenham. It's only Villa.
Villa, they were guaranteed 3 points every year.
Villa at their ground, at Old Trafford, it was always a given. This game is not going to be. And you know what? Shout out Fergie. Because he got leaked. Fergie was like, Man United need to get a midfield. They need to get a McGuinn. And everyone was like, who's McGuinn? This guy, McGinn, who's this guy? Championship player. And you know what? I looked at him. I looked up tapes of him and I'm like, this guy is built like that. He's got the awkward build, slow gravity, runs around like a madman. And you know what? We're talking about midfielders before. The guy, the Spanish brother who plays for Norwich, Bangia or something like that.
Oh, Bandia. Yeah. He's at did he not leave?
No, he's still at Norwich.
Still at Norwich, yeah.
That guy, so what you say in January. I don't care what anybody says. United should go and get that guy in January. He's fantastic on the ball. Never stops hustling. Will defend all day for you, but will also attack, and his quality.
Van der Beek on the pitch, man. I don't know.
Listen, I'm just saying Pogba because, like I said, I'm like 12 man. Pogba's gone already. Pogba been gone from last season for me. Soon as those words come out of his mouth, season and a half ago, he's been gone. So I ain't looking to Pogba. So I'm just saying, these players, we need to snap up before.
Give me a score tomorrow. Give me a score on Friday.
Tomorrow, I'm going to see the game. I'm going to see the game as who takes their chances. Who takes the chances? And I think because of the tiredness, because Flawless is like, we got top players. If I was a Martian last night and I've come and I've read about Man United players, how Man United gas up their players, I'm looking at that game going, who are these players? These guys can't even pass to each other. These players pass to each other.
Here's the thing, though. That being said, we're still getting results. Yeah,
I'm just saying to you about the players. When you go, we've got the players. The players. They look shattered last night. They absolutely look shattered. There was the last minutes where Rashford drove the ball into the corner, passed it to Pogba. You see Rashford gasping, absolutely dying. You'll read out this, man. Van der Beek can't get into
I want to say that Van der Beek can't get into the team of Pogba. He's not interested to play United anymore. All Fred and McTominay matters. Maybe Van der Beek's qualities are overrated.
No, they're not overrated.
A similar question here. What is
I think it's this.
I don't want to bring in a podcast because I feel like we've covered Van der Beek, but what is the main argument? Musa, I'll come back to you.
I think it's this. Okay, cool. Tomorrow, for me, I'm going 3-1 United. I think we're just going to turn them over. Yeah. I mean, Friday. I'm not really
energy.
I'm not really worried about them. I think we're going to turn them over 3-1. For me, with Van der Beek, I just feel like every quality that McTominay has, Van der Beek has that and more. I don't know anything that he has, McTominay, that Van der Beek doesn't have. He can tackle. He's tenacious. He gets around the pitch. Plus, he has quality on the ball. He can slyly do a carrot for us if we give him opportunity. I think people are underestimating him. So the fact is, we have a manager who doesn't see that Van der Beek has everything that McTominay has and more, and can give a ball and can spread the ball and can, play the short balls and move and do everything. And if he needs to tackle, he's played number 6. He played number 6 for Ajax all season. Yeah. He can do it.
I got so much to say to that, because I'm a Holland fan, innit? I've supported Holland since like 1996, bro. Like, I'm a Holland fan, yeah.
Total football and all that.
Bro, from day Clive and David's got me early, yeah. Bro, until Eritrea gets into a tournament, bro, that's me. I'm Holland. But anyway,
when I watch Africa, full stop, bro. Full stop, mate. Anybody in Africa, bro.
Yeah, my man. But Van der Beek, I think too much of the thing is, this is where I find these are the type of things that irritate me about Oli. I think he only looks at him like a 10.
Yeah,
I think when he plays him as a 6, I think he thinks he can do it for this game or for a certain period of this game. I think he only looks. He said that at the start as well, but I didn't think he'd be that nearsighted. But like, if you actually watch him, I don't look at him like a proper 10. I look at him more as an 8 than a 10. But I think of him also as a 6. But and the thing is, he watches him up close and personal training every day. How do you still have this view? Like, because for me, he only kind of comes in to replace Bruno, or in a team where we're expected and we're comfortably dominating, he'll happily put him as one of the center midfielders. Yeah. But I'm like, hold on, there's so much more to his game. Like what you said about McTominay, yes, he has got everything McTominay's got and way more. One thing is, I don't necessarily think he's got the same intensity as McTominay and the same.
He's got it.
He can build it.
He's got it. No, he's got it.
But that's because of the quality levels, though. McTominay has to do that a bit more because he ain't got that level. So he replaces that bit of quality with extra passion. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying McTominay is a dead player or anything like that, but he's not Van der Beek. I also think we're wilding out too much. We signed him on a 4-year contract. We didn't sign him for 2020. We didn't sign him for just 2020. Everyone's so stressed and panicked. Let him eat. Like all of these other players we signed, we all get stressed because we're throwing them in. Memphis Depay, Martial, like all of these, we threw them into the team until they couldn't perform and then whatever. Well, this time he's taken out a player. He's given him the time to embed in. That's why whenever he does play, he performs. Hence why we always like he should be playing. You know what I mean? So give him some time. He's going to ease in and take Pogba's spot. I think he's actually looking to try and reshape the midfield because everyone's clocked on. It's either Fred and McTominay or Matic and Pogba, and sometimes Van der Beek. That's not going to keep running no more. One, because Pogba's not going to continue to be there. Matic is going to have to retire soon enough. And two, it's predictable. So really what he's trying to do, I think he's trying to find a DM this summer or in January possibly, a DM, a centre-back that will also change some things up and go to a 4-3-3 and let Bruno... No, he might even still play 4-2-3-1, but he's going to fit in Van der Beek with a DM. So all of this, the minute Pogba was announced he's leaving, Bissouma, this DM, Dennis Zakaria, whenever we mention all these DMs now, I'm only looking at them to be playing alongside Van der Beek next season, a specialist DM, Van der Beek, Bruno. That's how I'm seeing it.
The only problem I have with Van der Beek is that next season, if he doesn't play this season, it's like next season's going to be his bedding in season again. It's like, when is he going to bed into the team?
Why is he not going to play? Why is
because my thing is, you know why? Because he's behind. He's behind Fred, McTominay, Matic, and Pogba. He's behind 4.
Hold on. And shouldn't he?
4 of them.
When he came in, upon minus Matic, who should he have been ahead of in that team?
He should be right now.
Who should he be ahead of?
He should be. There's only 3 players. There's only 3 midfielders. There's only 3 midfielders that should be in front of him: Pogba, Bruno, and Fred.
Yeah,
right. And
that's the only 3. But he's not. He's got 2 more in front of him. He's got McTominay and Matic.
Think about it. Think about when McTominay plays. He doesn't play every game. He plays specific games. In fact, the first part of the season, he didn't play. So he's ahead of him. He's ahead of him in a specific type of game. He's ahead of him.
Pogba hasn't played, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Remember, Pogba's been injured.
Yeah, but remember, the other player that's been playing alongside Fred has been the consistent. Everyone else has been rotated alongside him.
Can I say 12 man? Can I say something though? I feel like Fred and McTominay, they play one position. Why does Ole just trust one? One of them do one job.
Because of Harry Maguire, bro. That's why.
Can I just get? Listen. And you know when it happened? And you know what? 12 man, revert, hold tight. Listen, you know what I told them? If you go up to this podcast or one of the on this channel, I said it. When we got whacked by Tottenham, Saeed specifically asked me, do you think is going to happen? I said, he's going to start playing 2 of them defensive midfielders because he's going to be scared, because he don't want to get whacked. Because them getting a whacking 6-1 at Old Trafford during the Rona and all that gave cover to Ollie. That is a sacking as a Man United manager. That's your P45 right there in your hand, mate. See you later. Good night, Vienna. And soon as that happened, Ollie came out. And you know what? I told Saeed, and then I went and watched the press conference right afterwards. And I seen man talking about it going, well, we're not going to be that open ever again. I'm not going to be that open. I'm not going to be that open. And that's when he showed me. Now, Van der Beek, right? Bro, I watched Van der Beek. Trust me. I was having debate battles with Villa fans saying that I prefer Van der Beek in this team because I looked at Man United, right? Man United, we got players who can carry a bit of the ball, like Rashford can go out wide and carry the ball a bit, and Martial can carry the ball. Sometimes Greenwood can carry the ball. I wanted something that you don't have in the British game anymore, where you've got specific midfield play and number 8. Van der Beek is a number 8, Saeed, and I can tell you number 8, right? He can rotate. He can play in that pivot. He is tough tackling as you get. His numbers in terms of fitness and distance covered is up there with the top midfielders in Europe, right? And he's got heart. But the most incredible thing he's got, the touch and the movement, the intelligence to see space in that box. And Man United, when I see teams that absolutely pack their absolute defense, play 2 backs of 4, right, in front of us with their strikers and that defending, he can find space. And in all of the games he's come on, where do you think he always makes a run? His movement and energy is unbelievable. And when I look at games like last night, I didn't even bother tweeting it. Now, last night to me was the last day of me ever seeing a team sheet and talking about Van der Beek because I'm done. I'm sick of it now, bro. I'm sick of it because it starts to eat at me mentally, and I start losing the plot. Right? I start getting the straitjacket out of my wardrobe and putting it on myself. That's how bad it is, right?
That's why we made it podcast.
When I see teams who come to Old Trafford, especially, and sit back against us, he should be the what man said. McTominay plays specific games depending. It's like Darren Fletcher, Phil Neville and Darren Fletcher. Fergie used them in specific games where he wanted to kick the hell out of the opposing attacking players or midfield players who were playing against. That's what they were in a team for. Destroyers. McTominay is a destroyer. But when at Old Trafford or in a game where we need to break the team down and we need to get goals, Van der Beek should be there on that pitch. Like I said, I agree with Revert, Bruno, Pogba, but Pogba's gone already in my head. And sometimes I think when Pogba don't play, why is Van der Beek not playing? Why is Van der Beek not playing?
You should only ask that question if Bruno's not playing. That's how I see it. But like I'm saying to you, I only think he sees him as
he's not on number 10, bro. He's not on number 10.
I know he's not number 10.
He's not on number 10
at all. I think that's his
worst. Man don't even rest Bruno.
I wanted Bruno and Rashford to sit out yesterday. I didn't want them.
I just want to make.
They need a rest.
I just want to make a clear thing to your audience, right? Since we're on this podcast, the young brother, Tiore is coming in January. I already seen the things on Twitter where they got little clips of him, and Twitter United fans are going absolutely mad. You do not want to put pressure on that young brother because I seen. And you know, one thing for me, I've got 2 agendas. 2 agendas. I call it as I see it. My tagline is always, I'll call it as I see it. They're the things that Glazers, Woodward, all of the structure out. The other agenda that I've got is always protect young players. I will always protect young players. And even McTominay, when he was a youngster, I would protected him, even when he was playing under Jose, because I was like, we don't know what the future holds, right? Because I learned the hard way. I was killing Darren Fletcher. Becker left and Fergie put Darren Fletcher on the right wing. Yeah. And we're like,
he put them in the same combo as Ronaldo and
hell is going on?
Can we just round up?
You need to make this point. Brothers, please tweet it. On your own Twitter, on social media, use your platforms to protect that young brother. He's coming into our culture, right? He's coming into our culture he don't know nothing about. He's coming into a United fan base that's global, that he knows nothing about. That's what he's coming into. And if he has a bad game,
he ain't playing this season.
We've got to support him. We cannot be going hard like we were. The young brother that's in Germany now. United fans talking about his hair now. Listen, young players, give them time. Give them time. And I even remember Ronaldo came with spaghetti hair, blonde streaks on it, and was doing mad step over that. I'm at Old Trafford going, go on, son, take him on. And people next to me are saying, get him off. Get him. I'm like, listen, he's young. Of course he's going to do these things. You've got to back young players.
Yeah, let me just I want to just round the podcast up. By the way, Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted about Max Aaron's. Man United are on the radar for Max Aaron's. No bid yet, but apparently Man United look at him. That's a good sign that we're not at least that we've got something back
Big
up.
difference.
I don't know what that future holds for Dallo, but
I was going to say that means the end of Dallo.
That's probably the end of Dallo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't finish.
Yeah, but he could put
I don't. You know what I did? And I'll tell you why I don't, yeah? Bro, you spent a year with Wan-Bissaka. You didn't learn to defend at all. That's the only thing you could take from him. Like, you didn't learn to defend at all. His positional sense makes... I don't care if he doesn't play that many games. It can't be that poor, because that makes me wonder how you made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just makes me think you really were a winger that failed and went to right back. You know what I mean? I look at him, on the ball, he's good. But even then, when he was playing for us his debut season, he had moments, definitely. Last season, the minutes he did get, it wasn't just that he didn't play well. And I know he came in and out of the cold and it's hard to do that. But the level of poorness, the level of lack of interest and lack of work, nah, bro. Like, and I'm not saying write him off like that, but I watch him.
Bringing back the pie, though.
Player.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring the pie back.
That's a whole other debate. That's why I didn't respond to that.
Exactly. That's what I didn't want to say. I don't want to bring up another debate, but guys,
I'll let you
it's been a pleasure, man. That's been a very, very good podcast. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys. Must be podcast 104, sponsored by the One Football app. You get me. Make sure you go download it. Link is in the description below. All your football news, all your transfer news, and whatnot. But I'm gonna go around and just kind of give you a shout out to your channels. 12th man, listen. You get me. You're more than welcome to come on this podcast at time, man. Big debut, man. You know, I'm trying to say to you, and I appreciate your points, man. But letting people know where they can find you and what you do, man, is amazing, man. The animation man.
I appreciate it. Now you can catch me on at 12th Man Talks on the socials, and my YouTube channel is 12th Man Talks TV. It's just animated content, just me reacting to some Man United stuff, reacting to our opponent, our ops for the top 6 race. You know what I mean? And there'll be some more stuff coming out soon. I think I might drop a little completely not football related something on New Year's Day that I think people will kind of like. So
tier 4, maybe something about tier 4. You know what I mean?
Not even. It's time to make people laugh during tier 4 for sure.
All right, come on, big up, man. Big up, 12 man, for coming on,
Appreciate
man.
It, man.
Flawless, man. Yeah, man. Big up to you as well. Always Pie Radio, man. Them Sarcasm City. Come on, man.
Yo, done though. Out here. I love that, fam. But yeah, Twitter and Instagram, follow me. That's me, Flawless. YouTube, Sarcasm City TV, multiple shows over there. Football shows, Manchester United shows, Manchester City show. We now got an Arsenal show over there, music show, current affairs, everything. Oh yeah, From a Third Eye View as well. Goes live every Monday on Pi Radio, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. That's a Premier League show. So we go live on the Pi Radio YouTube, the Pi Radio Twitter and Facebook. And it's also on DAB Radio as well. So if you're in the Northwest, all you have to do is just retune your DAB radio and that'll pop up. But yeah, man, make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. Road to 2,000 subscribers on there. So salute to everyone supporting.
Big up, man. Big up, man. We've just got a quick super chat here. Saeed, don't get gas still away off. Wait till you get to the Emirates. Okay. Wait till you get to the table, guys. He's let's leave Saeed alone, man. They're moving up the table, so I can't really banter him right now.
Wait. Them on a 13th and that. Let's not forget that. Them on a 13th. You get what I'm saying? Let's not forget.
I can't hear all the way that far down. It's too low. I can't hear that low. I can't hear that.
Also, let the people know what you do, man, and the project you're still working on in a minute.
Yeah, everyone knows my personal is Revert to Islam. My project is Resoul CIC. We're a non-profit organization. We distribute trainers to the homeless, unaccompanied minors, and to the most at-risk youth in the country. And we're 3 weeks away from opening our first store. The store is going to be based in Brixton. So what this store is like a sneaker store that you get referred to by local authorities. So imagine if you a low-income family or a child that's just come out of care, you'll get referred by a local authority and you'll come to the sneaker store and have a sneaker store experience where you don't pay for nothing. You know what I mean? So you come, you pick the trainers off the shelf, you pick a tracksuit, whatever you like. We point you in the right direction in terms of mentoring and other services that might be at your help. So it's just going to be a sneaker store like your Foot Lockers, but you don't pay for nothing. It's all referral based. And that's the back of, people that supported us, local people that's distributed trainers to us, companies, different brands, So we're just working, man. So it started about 18 months ago. We're 18 months deep. And we're in Manchester at the end of January. We're going to be doing a sneaker drive there. I think it's Piccadilly, is it called?
Yeah, Piccadilly Gardens, yeah.
Yeah, by Piccadilly Gardens.
We got you, bro.
We got you, man. Don't worry, man.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
That's
So we'll
big,
be
man.
there
That's
last week of January. We'll be up there with about 100 pair of trainers, and we'll be distributing it to the homeless.
Nice.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Nuruddin, big up your socials, man. You know what I mean? Let the people know where they can find the therapy.
Yo, that guy Red Devil, mate. That guy Red Devil on Twitter, mate. Come for all that therapy, man. Come for all that therapy. And I've made a decision that I'm just gonna enjoy the ride, man. I ain't gonna go too many rants. I ain't gonna get. You know what? Because I ain't getting any younger, and he ain't good for my blood pressure. Kids, get all that vitamin C.
People the halal wine, you get me? That's the way to go, man.
Get
You know
all
what I mean?
that vitamin C, mate.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point to end
Vitamin
it,
D.
man.
No
I think
Rona will touch you. Vitamin
Yeah.
C, zinc, vitamin D. No Rona. Trust me.
Yeah. Guys, you know what I mean? It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a new year. Obviously, happy
Big,
new
man.
year to all the people.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, man. It's been an
Yes.
emotional
Happy New Year.
year, man. But you guys have kept it in it. You know what I mean? I think we're in tier 4 now. Boris again just wants to lock us down. But guys, keep the positivity, keep the energy. You know what I mean? We'll go to the new year, new energy, new positive vibes, and new beginnings, man. But all we can say is happy new year from all the people from United Central, Straightjacket podcast. We're gonna move to 200 podcasts. You know, we're gonna move to 300, 400, and the journey continues, man. You know what I mean? Big up to everybody who's came, the new guests, the new people all along the way. You get me? Shout out to everybody who's come along the journey. And yeah, man, if you're watching this on audio and Spotify and iTunes, big up everybody who's watching from there. But guys, like, subscribe, and we'll be back soon, guys. Take care.